Hello friends, welcome back. Let's continue with Microsoft Excel. This is Cloud Institution. We have been looking at simple data validations, and in this section let's look at restricting date entries. Now what that means is, suppose we have data which is related to dates. Now if you see this particular example here, suppose there is a student called Kiran who is working on a project. Maybe there is some project code, and then there is a start date and completion date. Now you know that logically completion date cannot be the same day. Okay, just assuming that they are going to do it in some time. So if you see here, the data is actually correct data here, right? Because the project started on 19th of April and it can complete on 21st of April. Again, there is another student where the project starting is on 23rd of April, which can end on 24th of April, like that. So project completion date must be later than project start date. Now, when we have this kind of business logic, it becomes important to have restricting date entries data validation. Let's go to our Excel and see how do we do that. Okay. So now here you have seen different students and they are doing different projects, and there are different dates when the project is going to start. Now if I do some sampling, let's say if I come here and put today's date and press enter, this is wrong, right? Because the project is starting on 22nd of April. How can it complete on 19th of April? This is not going to be acceptable. Okay, so let's go away from that. So there has to be some kind of restriction. Okay, similarly, if I come here and let's say if I put today's date here, like let's say 19th of April, and start date is 9th of April, this is also not fine because we are assuming here that the project is completing today itself. But that's not the case. The project should complete at least the next day on the project start date. So to do that, what we can do is first copy this, or like just go to the first one and go to data. Okay, and click on data validation, and in this case let's see what we have to select. We have to select here date. Okay, and here it will say date, and then there are different validations here, and we can say date greater than, and we will say which date. Now here there is a trick. I don't want to give any particular date here. I want to just say it should be greater than, and then there is this open button here or arrow. Click on that and select this date. Where, and then so basically I'm saying it should be C2, which is the start date. Press enter. Now here what it means is the date should be greater than C2, which is the date over here, and click OK. Now what happens, this validation is only applicable for the first record. Okay, so we need to make sure that we have to copy this across, right? So let us see how to do that. So first let me just remove the zoom, and here you have to copy this down all the way down here like this. Okay, now if I try to enter the date, which is today's date here, and press enter, you will get error, right? Because that's the validation, right? It cannot be the date of the start date. Okay, so if I change the date, let's say if I go for the date here, and if I change the date to, let's say 23rd of April, now it will take. Okay, so what I can do is actually I can copy this down till here, and you see that it is incrementing the date, and it's fine. But the point is actually, if you actually enter manually, like if you go here and enter the date as 19th of April, it will give error, right? So that is the point. The data validation will make sure that the date is restricted. Okay. So going back again, what we wanted to do, the project completion date must be later than the project start date, like this. Okay. So please practice this, and you will be able to understand how to work with dates. Thank you.